On a bright day in a bustling city, there was a man named Greg. Greg was a rising social media influencer, with followers increasing every day. However, Greg had one weakness unknown to many: he was obsessive about the number of likes he received. Every morning, before the sun rose, Greg was already awake, checking his phone, counting likes like an accountant counts money. One day, Greg decided to conduct an experiment. He posted a photo of himself wearing a hat made of tropical fruits. This will surely get a lot of likes, he thought. But as hours passed, the likes were not as many as he had hoped for. Greg started to panic. Are fruit hats no longer trendy? He mumbled while biting his nails. In his desperation, Greg decided to take extreme measures. He started a comment war under other people's posts, praising his own fruit hat using fake accounts. "Wow, that hat is amazing. Where can I get one?" he wrote enthusiastically. Before long, his comments started getting attention, but not in the way he expected. People began to get suspicious. Why does everyone praising this hat have profiles that look the same? One of his followers asked. Greg started to sweat profusely. He had never thought that people would notice such details. In an attempt to salvage the situation, he began to create even more absurd stories about the origins of his fruit hat. This hat was made by elves in a magical forest that only appears during the full moon, Greg wrote with his fake account. The comment went viral, and people began to laugh. They weren't laughing at the hat, but at the crazy story Greg had created. Greg, oblivious to this, felt proud because he finally got the attention he wanted. When Greg woke up the next day, he found that his fruit hat had become a meme. The internet was filled with images of people editing the fruit hat onto the heads of celebrities, politicians, and even pets. Greg wasn't sure whether to laugh or cry, but he decided to embrace the situation. If you can't beat them, join them, he thought, as he began creating his own meme versions. Greg posted memes of his fruit hat with clever and funny captions. He even created the hashtag #FruitHatChallenge, inviting his followers to make their own meme versions. The challenge went viral within hours, and Greg felt like a social media king. But, as often happens on the internet, things soon took an unexpected turn. A highly creative follower posted a video of themselves wearing a real fruit hat while strolling through a shopping mall. The reactions of people around ranged from laughter to confusion. The video got more likes than all of Greg's previous posts. Greg felt envious but also inspired. "It's time to up my game," he said to himself. With renewed enthusiasm, Greg decided to make a video where he would go to public places wearing his fruit hat. He imagined himself becoming the center of attention, with people surrounding him for selfies. However, the reality was quite different. When he arrived at the city park, people were more interested in the food truck than his eccentric hat. Not one to give up, Greg changed his strategy. He started dancing in front of the food truck while wearing his fruit hat. People began to take notice, and some even started recording him. Greg's dancing video went viral, but not because of the hat. People were more amused by his awkward dance moves and serious facial expressions. Greg became an accidental social media star. Each of his posts was followed by comments asking him to dance again. Greg felt confused. He wanted to be known for his unique style and content, not as a walking meme. However, he couldn't ignore the fact that this was a golden opportunity to build his brand. In an effort to control the narrative, Greg started a new video series where he danced with various types of hats. Pizza hats, donut hats, even hats made of vegetables. The series became a hit, and Greg began receiving sponsorship offers from various food brands. He became an ambassador for food hats, a title he had never imagined before. However, with fame comes responsibility. Greg began receiving messages from fans saying that he had inspired them to be more confident and not afraid to be themselves. Greg was touched and realized that he had a greater influence than just making people laugh. Greg decided to use his platform for a greater purpose. He started a campaign to raise awareness about the importance of mental health and how social media can affect self-perception. He combined humor with meaningful messages, and his followers responded positively. In the end, Greg understood that social media is a powerful tool that can be used for good or bad. He chose to make a positive difference while still being his funny and absurd self. And although he still occasionally checked his likes, he knew that what mattered most was the impact he made on others' lives. In one of his latest videos, Greg decided to wear a hat made of balloons. He walked around the city while his balloons chirped with every movement. People on the street couldn't contain their laughter, and some even offered to pay Greg to chirp at their children's birthday parties. Greg, always looking for ways to expand his content, accepted the offers. His next video showed him at a birthday party, surrounded by joyful children while his balloons chirped. But then, a cat jumped and clawed at the balloons, causing a popping sound that made everyone jump. The video went viral, not just because of the incident, but also because Greg managed to calm the cat down with his fruit hat. Following this new trend, Greg started a Hats for Pets series. He made funny hats for dogs, cats, and even hamsters, and posted their reactions on social media. It turned out that the animals had their own loyal followers, and Greg discovered that he was not just an influencer for humans, but also for the animal world. In an effort to continue entertaining his followers, Greg decided to do a live broadcast where he would try on new hats in front of the camera. However, during one of his live streams, the hat he tried on was made of bubble gum and suddenly stuck to his hair. His followers roared with laughter as they watched Greg struggle to remove the bubble gum hat from his hair. After that incident, Greg became more known as the Hat Man, and he began receiving hats from his followers all around the world. Each hat had its own unique story, and Greg shared those stories with his followers. He even started a new series where he narrated the origins of these hats, often with a humorous and unexpected twist. Greg eventually realized that life on social media could be as unique as the hats he wore. He learned that if you can't find the right hat, make it yourself. And with his famous fruit hat, he reminded us all that, in a world full of filters, be the bold fruit hat that stands out.